Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of Spanning the Need. Today, we have a very special guests. We have Madelyn Lowther and Noah Minor from David Anderson High School, Lisbon School District in Columbiana County, the Blue Devils, as we like to say, who has achieved some of the highest academic honors in their graduating class. Today, we'll be talking to them about their journey, the lessons they've learned along the way. Thank you for both joining me, as we know that the days are dwindling for seniors.
Of course.
Talk about what does it feel like to kind of be at the top of the class and really achieving the highest academic honors. It could be Noah. Let's go with you first. How does that feel?
It's a really good feeling that this is what you worked for some of us for 15 years. You know, if we count preschool in there, we've been a student, we've been working towards this. You know, it's a sense of pride when it's more for your family than even for yourself, when you can see that, you know, the support they gave you and everything the teachers promoted in you and they got the best of your abilities out there. It just feels good to, you know, be recognized and feel like what you worked for paid off.
And Madelyn, how's that feel to kind of be with him at that level and just really being the top of your class?
I say that it feels really good too. I think it feels better knowing that I can inspire someone else to feel good too. All the other grades and stuff look up to us and they can achieve being valedictorian too, and they can understand how it feels.
And we look at, as your seniors have kind of graduated, you kind of were probably through one of the most difficult times as freshmen, sophomores, juniors during that really bad pandemic where everyone kind of was at home studying. How did that motivate you to work harder and achieve academic success, Madelyn?
Well, I knew everyone was really cheating through those times. I kind of just wanted to go ahead and learn. It was mostly to just become better for me. I didn't really want to prove anything but to myself on being better. So I had to stick through it and, you know, learn and understand the material and stuff just to become a better version of myself.
And Noah, same question to you. You kind of look at it as you were at home studying.
Right.
Big difference from being in the classroom.
Oh, absolutely. It started when we were a freshman. We honestly, junior year was our first full year of high school, first normal year.
Wow.
I mean, so that was kind of crazy. This year and last year are our only 2 years where we actually had a normal year of high school. So it went really fast. And there were times where I could definitely tell, and I'm sure Madelyn could also see this, where there were gaps in what we needed to learn in previous years that build in other classes that we missed out on. So at times it was a little frustrating because the teachers did their best and everyone did what they could, but there's only so much you can do when you don't have the kids and the students in person learning. And I know for me, it definitely was a lot harder to focus, and I didn't feel like I got very much out of it, if I'm being honest.
Well, and I think we look at that period as, wow, just thinking about that, only 2 years of high school. See, you were smart. You only needed 2 years of high school to get through.
Well, they were easier on us at the
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about the pandemic and the challenge. If you can share some of the challenges you kind of faced while pursuing that academic excellence. What did you experience? We talked a little bit about the pandemic. What else can you talk about that really kind of had some challenges, if any? Madelyn?
I would say that social life and extracurriculars, I really struggled in that because, you know, we had to wear a face mask and stuff, and it was really hard to do the things that we wanted to do and kind of look back on those memories that we were used to. And now everything's changed and we had to kind of stick with the moment and just kind of settle with what we had to do through the pandemic. And it was just really hard to get back into the normal life after that because we were just so stuck with the masks and with these circumstances. and it was just like hard to develop after that, because getting back into like the social life and getting back to normal.
Well, and to be honest, I think we're still maybe just we're not 100% kind of into back to normal. I mean, that's how I feel. I mean, I still go to places, people are still wearing masks, which that's perfectly fine. I mean, everyone's health, each person is different. And no, you talked a little bit about that earlier with the pandemic and kind of changing.
Mhm.
What kind of challenges did you face, if any?
Well, for me, it was probably easier than others because I'm naturally quiet, and I honestly,
Madeline's laughing. I see Madeline's laughing.
well, I don't know. I like to think I am, but for me, I don't mind being at home. I do some farm work when it needs to be done, and so it was good. For me, it was kind of a peaceful thing at times, but also it was tough because I need to be in a classroom to learn, because I'll get distracted by other things going on. I think I need to do this, maybe I go out and mow the grass or something like that, and when I should have been, in learning, and it's just hard because you're like, it doesn't really matter. I can just look up all the answers online. So I feel like it definitely was. I did not get as good an education as I would have had if we could have been in school. So that was, I think, difficult for me.
Can you tell me any kind of specific moments or experiences that inspired you to kind of strive for this excellence? Because like you said, you only had 2 years of full high school. The rest was kind of a mix of at home. And anything that jumps out at you during that during those 4 years?
I guess for me, it would be, my sister was a valedictorian for class, and I saw how proud it made my mom and my family seeing that, because it really was just, I mean, I got to see her in the spotlight, and she did everything, was the president of every club, it seemed like. So when she did that, I felt obligated and inspired to try to, at least as best as I can, live up to the precedent that she set, when she was a senior. So I kind of always wanted to try to be as close to her as I could, but I wasn't quite I'll admit I wasn't quite on her level, and she'd probably tell you the same.
What about you, Madeline?
There was nothing really specific for me that stuck out.
So we talk about how you've achieved so much in high school. Is there anything you can share, study habits or tips for other students coming up that you can pass along, that you can inspire them to kind of, hey, these are some of the things I've done. This may help you?
I personally say that I love note cards. Like, it sounds so stupid, but you get to like look at what you're doing, and you get to like practice out loud. And I feel like that helps you understand the material better than just like reading notes that you took, or just writing notes. But when you get to look at it and you get to see your writing and you get to say it out loud, I feel like that like helps. Like, it's not that big, but flashcards and note cards, they like help you study better.
Noah?
For me, I'm not a really good note taker, so I don't really. Honestly, I don't.
That one's just. There must be an inside story to this.
Oh yeah, they all know. Anyone who's seen me take notes, nobody can copy off me. Let's put it that way. So I'm probably the bad person. If you want study tips, I'm probably the bad person to ask, because I usually just I just read the notes that are posted online the night before, and I go and see what happens.
Hieroglyphics. You can't read them, Madeline?
Nope. I can read them.
That's all that matters, right?
Yeah, I know.
That's all that matters, Noah. As long as you can read your information, you're good.
Right.
we talk about your study habits and kind of what you guys have done throughout your high school career. Is there any specific teacher or mentor who had a significant impact in your life, kind of in high school, that you can talk about?
Yes, I can talk about Miss DiPolito. She is our new calculus teacher this year. And during like the whole COVID thing, we did not have really good math teachers. And personally, math has been my favorite subject, and I've always loved math. And when you didn't have a teacher that taught you real good or they weren't passionate about it, it kind of made it hard on myself considering that I loved math. But when Miss DiPolito came, she is so passionate. She's so understanding. She loves teaching. And it just makes me like fall in love with math all over again.
Noah?
Yeah, that is what Madeline said is very true. For me, probably that stands out the most is Mrs. Wallace for me. She is our yearbook, tech, publications. She does all that sort of thing. And I've had her now for 2 years and 3 different classes, and she just goes above and beyond. Whether you need help with math, English, science, whatever class you need, she'd help you no matter what. She'll put down whatever she's working on, and she goes above and beyond what a normal teacher would do. So I never had a teacher like that before, and she really puts herself second and the students first. So that really sticks out to me.
We talk about that. What are some of your future goals and aspirations? College? What are you going to major in? Talk a little bit about that.
I guess for me, I'm definitely planning on going to college. I have some aspirations into the business field, whether that be working for a business or eventually maybe owning my own business.
Same.
And so I don't know really the specifics on that, and I really kind of wanted to keep my options open, keep a diversitized mind when it comes to what I want to do, what avenues I want to go down. But I'm pretty much open to whatever path I go down.
I'm just kind of undecided about what I want to do. I know that I want to affect people's lives for the better, whether I inspire them or do whatever I have to do. So that's why I don't know what I want to do yet, because there's such a variety in that. And, I'm meant to do something important, affect someone's life, but I just don't really know what that is yet. So I plan on going to college eventually, but I'm going to take a break here so I can see what I want to do. And yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. And we talk a little bit about, you talked about helping others, Madelyn. What does that look like? Did any community service that you performed or volunteer experience that really helped motivate that?
So I used to do community service for our Betty Lee dance studio, and I would do like makeup on kids, and I don't know, just like they point out like the pretty colors of the makeup, and they're like, do this on me, do that, and I just like, I don't know, it makes me smile when I like make someone else happy. So
Noah?
For me, I volunteered at my grandparents' church. They go to a Catholic church, and every month they give out. They have a food drive. They give out canned items. Food, anyone in the community that needs it. And I do it around the holidays, and so I got the opportunity to help pass out food, see the people, try to improve their day, smile, and as you hand it to them, you make small talk, and hopefully they're doing well. And it really was a blessing for me, and it felt good to help others in the community and see there's people out there are struggling. Anytime you can give them a hand or just a smile, it really can not only impact them but especially yourself.
And we actually we talk about helping others and kind of in a variety of different ways. What advice can you give upcoming juniors, seniors, high school kids about maybe people that are either struggling academic or it's discouraged about education? What do you kind of give them advice? And even people that are coming from junior to senior, you guys have experienced that. There's a variety of probably difference. I know I've been talking to graduate seniors for the last couple of weeks, and one of them, there's a mutual agreement that it really doesn't hit you that you're actually graduating until after Christmas break. Once you get back from Christmas break, you're like, oh man, I'm going to graduate in 3 months. Talk a little bit about what kind of advice you can give.
I think a lot of people, you kind of feel like you're always going to be in school. So you're like, you just kind of push the can on the road, whether that be, I'll worry about academics next year, or I'll worry about, what I'm going to do and learn. And then all of a sudden, like you said, you get back from Christmas break and you hit the ground running, that your time is really getting short. And I guess people that are struggling academically, whatever their case or circumstance may be, there are so many ways that to succeed nowadays. I mean, you don't automatically have to do well in school. You can be very successful otherwise. And I just think if it's something you want to work at and get better at, I mean, there's so many good teachers that will help you, an older sibling, maybe a parent, maybe an upperclassman that you could ask to help tutor you or get some help after class. I mean, anything you can do. Sometimes you have to put in a little more work, but it pays off.
I think that time management would really help. I'm not very good with time management skills. Like, I feel like everything senior year is just, you have to do it this day, you have to do it that day. Everything's flowing up, like right to the last week of school, and we're just so busy. And I feel like time management skills would help. And I feel like people that are academically struggling, I would just focus on trying to be the best for yourself. Prove to yourself that you can do good enough, not for your parents, not for your teachers, not for your friends. Just be better for yourself. And you can get help from like other teachers, like Noah said, like siblings and stuff. I feel like they could help you with that, but just be better for yourself. Don't try to have anybody else tell you who you are and how good you can be.
And we talk about that you've really had an impact through leadership roles within the Lisbon School District and Dave Anderson High School. How do you plan to use your academic success to kind of make a positive impact on the world? I know, Madelyn, you mentioned a couple things. Could you expand on that, on really what that may look like?
Yeah, I'd like to like inspire people. Like, I'd like to be a big role model in like David Anderson High School. I want people to look up to me and be like, oh, I can be like Madelyn. I can be nice. I can be valedictorian. I can do extracurriculars and stuff. I want people to understand that there's a lot of things that you can do, and I just want them to focus on that.
Noah?
I guess I would hope that I can be a problem solver, that when there's something in the community that, I think could be improved, I want to see that people's lives are going to get better. And I think that happens in a bunch of different ways. But I think just working together and realizing everybody has unique strengths and weaknesses, and that, when we, accept that and are proud of who we are as an individual, that if people can just be proud of who they are and their uniqueness and what they can contribute, I think it'll improve not just the community, but, the country and the world as a whole.
And as we kind of wrap up here, I appreciate your guys' time. I know as you're getting ready to graduate and the experience of a lifetime, you only do it once. And what can you share with us, any final thoughts or advice that you would like to give to kind of our listeners that will be listening to this, or anything along those lines? Madelyn or Noah, whoever wants to jump first.
Yeah.
I would say just to enjoy your high school experience while it lasts. You never really know what's going on until it's gone. We have 3 days left, and, it's not really hitting yet, but I'm sure next week that it's just going to go by fast. So I want people to really enjoy that.
And then I guess I would kind of harp on the same thing. You only get so much time, and you feel like you have all the time in the world, but then you find out that you don't. And I guess just using each day to, try to get the most out of it. You have, from like 7:30, 7:40 to 2:30, 2:40 to, make a positive impact and to improve yourself and to build on what you did yesterday. Take that and run with it.
And we appreciate the advice that you've given our listeners, and I appreciate your guys' time. At the end of each show, I like to have some fun with some rapid fun questions. Is that something you guys are willing to do?
Of course.
He's saying yes. She's laughing. This ought to be fun. So any of the answers is either personal or professional, whatever that looks like. There are no right or wrong answers, in my opinion. So are we ready? So it's the rapid question, so you got to be quick. Okay. Here we go. Best experience in life.
That's a tough one. Taking a cross-country road trip.
Being on the bus with my band.
Okay. Best experience. I think I just said that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Best accomplishment. Boy.
Valedictorian.
Yeah.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Who's your role model?
My dad.
I guess I'd say my mom and grandpa together.
Okay.
Amazing.
In the last question, if there was one person you would want to meet, past or present, who would it be and why?
My past self, so I could let myself know that everything's okay and that, we're doing good.
For me, I'm really patriotic and I really like history, so I'd love to meet George Washington and just have a conversation.
I knew it.
Now, I'll tell him about what's going on right now, and I'd like to see his insight into, what he thought. And I mean, for sure, just hearing his life story would be worth the trip to the 1700s for sure.
Well, and then their intentions on a variety of things that they created.
Oh yeah, there's so many different ways I could go down in that conversation that I think would just be fascinating.
Well, there you go. Well, I thank you both for taking time out of your busy schedules. I wish you nothing but the best, and congratulations on graduating, and for sharing your inspirational stories for us today. Your dedication and hard work, just the true testament of the power of education and determination. We wish you all the best for future endeavors. We appreciate you taking time out of your evening to watch Spaying the Need, honoring our graduating seniors. We hope you enjoy this episode and you continue to watch us at spayingtheneed.com. Everyone have a good night. Thanks.